可惜，由于疫情的关系，我们今年没有办法邀请到国际影人来到影展现场。但是我们非常高兴呢，可以邀请到入选国际新导演竞赛沉默代号Azor的导演安德烈亚斯冯塔纳。我们导演现在在瑞士，我们欢迎导演。
This year, of course, because of the pandemic, it was a pity we could not invite all the directors here with us in person. But we are still very lucky that we have this chance to invite the director of the film Azor, director Andreas Fontana, to be online with us to talk about his film. So would you first like to greet the audience?
Hello, very nice to meet you, even if not a presential meeting, but I'm very happy to be in the festival and to be able to talk to you about the work we did for this movie, Azor.
那很高兴能够在这边跟大家以线上的方式会面。那我也很高兴能够被影展邀请过来，那能跟大家来讨论我的片子。
好，真的很高兴可以邀请导演来到现场。那沉默代号 Azor 就是一个非常独特的影片，而且在描绘剧中人物的心理变化也是非常的吸引人的，非常的吸睛。然后，那首先想要问你，当初是怎么样发想这个故事的
？Azor, as we know, is a very unique film, and it depicts the psychology of the characters quite well. So my first question would be, what's the genesis of the film? How did you first come up with the idea of making this film?
Yes, indeed, it's a strange subject. At the beginning, I had some precise image in mind. Two couples are sitting in a very bourgeois salon. They are talking about something very mundane, but you can feel that there is something strange. There is something behind it, no? Like a smell, like a rotten smell.
当然，以主题来讲，可能不是大家常看到这种主题哦，是比较特殊的主题。那不过我一开始想要拍这部片，是有一个还蛮明确的一个画面在我脑海里的。这个画面呢，是有一对男女他们呢坐在一个看起来比较像中产阶级的这种沙龙客厅的感觉。那他们呢感觉都在讲一些很日常的事情。可是呢，观众慢慢的感觉到，好像在这个表面的这个画之后呢，有一些奇怪的事情，好像你可以闻到一些，好像有点东西在这个后面这样子。
So my question was very simple. Who are those private bankers? What are they talking with their clients about? You know, they are not talking only about money. They are talking more or less about the fear of those clients. So that's why I was very interested about this, how to talk about fear and this kind of intimacy they have, you know.
Okay. 所以呢，对我来讲呢，这个问题就变得一个蛮简单的问题了。到底这些所谓的私人的银行家，他们是怎样的人？那他们除了跟客户讲这些话之外，因为他们显然不是只有讲钱而已，他们其实跟客户讲的内容还有什么呢？那事实上很多是在讲他们的恐惧。那我觉得在处理这个部分是非常有趣的，就在讲他们的恐惧，还有这个他们之间的这种亲密的感觉，就是说好像我为你服务这样这些事情。
You know, private banking is like any other profession, is like a vision of the world, a mentality. I don't share it at all, but it seems to me to be an interesting or even a good territory to make a film. And private banking is not like the bank you and we know. It's a very almost artisanal and luxury crafts bank for the very rich people.
那大家可能不一定知道，但是呢，这个所谓这个比较私人的这个银行业，基本上这个职业呢，有点像是它呈现的是一种世界观这样子哦。那我觉得这个蛮有趣的，就是说，在电影里去发掘这一块不一样的场域这样子。那这个私人的这个银行业，对我们来讲，其实我们寻常的人百姓并不是很清楚它里面是怎么运作的这样子。它其实是给这些比较贵族的或是这些有钱人呢的一个应运而生的一个行业这样子。
But I guess your question was more about my grandfather, wasn't it? I think you know that my grandfather was actually a private banker, a Swiss private banker. So that's how I got into this strange world. But there is no biographical connection between the movie and my grandfather and my own life. My grandfather was very cultural and a very charming person, and Yvan Deville, the character of the film, is rather passive and a little bit mediocre, you know. And my grandfather didn't have any clients in Argentina, as far as I know. So there is nothing to do with this movie in this way.
我不知道是不是你也可能有偷偷知道我的背景哦。其实事实上，我自己的祖父呢，他就是瑞士的这个从事这个行业，做这个私人银行业这样子哦。那当然，这个只是有这一层关系，让我了解了有这样的一个领域。但事实上，我的电影呢，跟我的祖父本身是没有任何自传性的色彩这样子哦。我的祖父本身呢，他是一个非常有魅力的，而且是非常有文化谈吐非常好的人。那事实上，这个主角呢，Yvonne在里面，他是一个比较被动的，甚至有点平庸的人。那事实上，在角色设定是完全的不同。那我的祖父本身，他的客户也没有做到阿根廷的生意这样子。
就是就像你说的，这个私人银行家的不是大家这么熟悉的行业。那除了你爷爷之外，那你在拍摄前应该有做过很多其他的研究，是不是可以分享一下你在开拍前是做了一些什么样子的research？
Okay. As you mentioned, your father being a private banker, and then this is not a profession that everybody is used to. So I imagine that you must have done a lot of research about this territory of private banking. So if yes, what kind of the researches that you have done before making this film?
Yes, just a precision. He was not my father, but my grandfather. But it's the same. Yes, I think danger attracts me and stimulates me, and in the same way that Howard Hawks, you know, I like characters who find themselves in situation of great danger. So to answer to your question, I start by buying myself a ticket to Argentina, a suite, a tie, and I traveled to Buenos Aires, pretending to be someone else.
Pretending to be someone wealthy, right? Pretending to be someone wealthy, right?
Someone else, someone different than that I am. Then I can
something else, yeah, okay. 所以呢，今天呢，对我来讲呢，我拍这个片很有趣的一个点啊，很吸引我的东西呢，是说，我很喜欢我的这个角色在一个非常危险的情况里，他们会怎么做这样子。那回答你的问题呢，基本上我做的第一件事情呢，就是我买了一张瑞士到这个阿根廷的机票。那我呢就先抵达这个首都布宜诺斯艾利斯，假装我不是导演，我是另一个人这样子。
When I say that I pretend to be someone else when I was in Argentina, I was not changing my name or my profession, but simply I was hiding my real project and my own opinion on this very strong subject, the bank in the military dictatorship. So I went back a lot in Argentina. I traveled a lot, and I was working in this strange situation with a kind of feeling of danger, not physical danger, but a moral danger, you know, because I was on their side. I was on the side of those people you see in the film, and sometimes I had to lie to some of them. And with some other, I become friends. So it was a very strange situation and also a strange way to do things. But I think I could go very far in this way.
好，那对我来讲呢，我刚刚说我以另外一个身份抵达，并不是说我有去化名啊，或是说我装作我是另外一个人哦。其实我的意思只是说，我到当地的时候，在跟这些做田调的时候，我是隐藏了我自己的想法 或者说我要拍电影的这个事情这样子我对于这个所谓的军政府跟这个独裁的这个政府是有自己的看法，但是我到了这个当地呢，走在路上呢，我总感觉到有一点点危险的感觉。这个危险并不是说好像我实际上这个会有什么人身的危险，而是一种道德性的危险。就是说，好像我事实上呢，在跟这些人讲话的时候，我其实不是站在他们那一边的。我其实有时候在跟他们聊天的时候，我得要稍微骗他们一点点这样子。但某个程度上，我又得要跟他们称兄道弟，是聊天像朋友的感觉。所以我其实在一个蛮微妙的一个状态这样子。
除了您自己，您还跟花系列就是 La Flor 的导演玛利亚诺伊纳斯合写这个沉默代号 Azor 的剧本。那你可以简单分享一下你跟他合作的一个这样子的一个过程吗
？Could you share with us your experience working with Mariano Linas? He's the director for the film La Flor. So what's your experiences working with the screenplay with him?
Yeah, when the press talked about Mariano Ginas in connection with Azor, it's funny because I feel like they are talking about Keys, that character in the film that everyone talks about but never sees, the one behind all the important issues. It's probably because of the charisma of Mariano Ginas, maybe, but Mariano was very elegant with Azor, very fine, and in a way very discreet. We work with him, then in a lot of aspects, I work also with very important people in the casting and the direction. So, but yes.
对，没有错，就是说其实我想想有时候蛮有趣的当这个媒体问到说就是跟这个 Mariano 合作的时候大家都好像那个在问的感觉好像这个 Mariano 本人就像是这个剧中这个 Keys 这个角色，这个角色是大家都几乎没什么看到的，然后而且是一个很重要的一个存在的感觉那有可能是因为可能这个 Mariano 导演本身他的这个本身的个性是非常的活跃的感觉，所以可能大家都有这样的期待这样子。那但是其实我们在合作的时候，在很多方面上就是他给我的意见，事实上我们都是做的还蛮低调的，但跟大家对他的这个的印象是不太一样的。
Yes, with Mariano we met in hotels, bars, in different cities, in Buenos Aires, in Madrid, in Vienna, in Geneva, because Mariano was going around in the world with his film La Flor, as you say, and I was joining him where he was, and we were going to those bars and those hotels, exactly the same bars where the private bankers go to meet their clients. And then we were observing what was going on around us,
基本上呢，那我跟他的合作那个时候其实我们就是在很多的饭店跟饭店的酒吧里去会面那我们呢遍及全球这样子在布宜诺斯艾利斯马德里维也纳、日内瓦等等的。那原因是因为那个 Mariano 就像我们刚刚讲，他在那个时候正在巡回他的电影呢拉弗尔花系列这样子。那所以在那个时候呢有点像是他去了哪里呢，我就跟他去哪里这样子。那蛮有趣的是，我们都在这些酒吧或是饭店见面就有点像是这些私人企业家在见这些客户一样的感觉。
I wrote the film from those observations moment and conversation. We have a lot of conversation in those bars. The last time only in Vienna, he wrote a little bit too, the script, but otherwise I wrote by myself the film from those conversations. And then also we have a lot of conversation with the Swiss producers, Eugenia Mumenthaler and David Epiner. They were very important so in the script conception.
那基本上我们的合作方式就是我们其实在很多时候都是讨论就是纯讨论我们的这个故事这样子那只有在最后一次我们在这个维也纳见面的时候， 他有给我了一点点这个小小的剧本，否则剩下的时候其实都是我一个人自己写啊。从我们之间的讨论之中我来自己撰写这个剧本。那当然这个剧本很多也是跟我们瑞士的制作方他们也有提供很多很重要的意见，那一起形塑出这个剧本。
OK， 像是除了剧中主要的角色，像是私人银行家，还有他太太等等的这样子角色，那阿根廷上流社会这样子的似乎在剧中也是一个不可忽视的一个鲜明的角色。那你为什么会想要将故事背景设在阿根廷呢
？Except for the obvious protagonists, we have the private banker, Ivan, and his wife. It seems to me that the Argentinian high society as a whole, it's kind of a character as well in the film. So why would you like to set the film in this Argentinian high society?
Yeah. I was interested in the money scene, you know, and of course in Argentina, as in other countries, the money is where the high society is in general. So Argentina high society is a milieu I did not know before the film. I used to live in Argentina for a long time before starting the project, but not at all in this milieu. So I have to make a lot of research to be able to enter in this society by myself, I mean.
那我本身对这个部分本来就是觉得还蛮有兴趣的那只是说，当然我本人并对于这个圈并不是很清楚这样子那我本来其实我自己其实在阿根廷住一段蛮久的时间，但是我不在所谓的这个圈子里这样子，所以也就是为什么我得要做很多背后的研究，然后我得要自己真的实地自己进到这些圈子里去做调查这样子。
And I have to say that Argentinian society is quite similar than the French one or the Spanish one. The Spanish high society, there is no king, but it's quite the same logic. Those circles actually try to be one big and unique family. That's the purpose of they have is that to be part of some similar thing, you know. But what was interested in was more specifically in the money side, you know.
The money side.
Seeing the money, seeing the old money, the new money, the heirs, and of course the corrupt and the thieves, you know. All the money, where is the money?
那对我来讲呢，其实阿根廷的这个上流社会，其实跟法国的上流社会跟这个西班牙上流社会没有什么不一样它其实都是蛮像的就是他们这个小圈里面，其实都会好像营造出一种好像很紧密的，好像很专属的就是只有他们才有的这种很亲近的感觉这样子。但是对我来讲，有趣的是说钱的这个本身就是好像到底这个钱在哪里，然后哪里有钱这样子，在追逐钱的这件事情上。
好，那刚刚提到地域的部分，那时间的话，因为故事时间是设在1980年代，那时候是阿根廷的政权是独裁政府所掌控，将故事设定在这个时间背后的有什么特别的意涵吗
？Is there any specific reason that the time of the film is set in the 80s? Since we know it's not only about in the 80s, it's also set during the dictatorship in Argentina. So, is there any special reason for it?
Of course. I can say something. When you see a banker in a quiet street of Geneva, well dressed, very elegant, clean, you can believe that it's a respectable person, and maybe in Geneva it's respectable. But if you meet the same person in a ultra secure salon of a country where there is a dictatorship with a lot of died and missing people, so you suspect that something is wrong. Something goes very wrong with this guy. So that's why the first reason I was interested in doing the movie in Argentina of dictatorship years was to show this obscenity.
Okay. 基本上啊，如果我们看到一个私人的这个银行家哦，如果他走在这个日内瓦的街道上啊，穿着非常的干净、很整洁啊，穿着西装这种感觉，我们会觉得他是一个受人尊敬的一个职业的角色。但是一样的人，如果走在如果是在这个我们刚刚讲这种私密的这种沙龙聚会里，那这个他身处的国家是在一个独裁的，而且是每天都有人死去或是失踪的这样的国家里，那我们就会觉得这个事情不单纯，并不是这样子的感觉。所以我的首先这个第一个我想拍这部片的原因就是想要呈现这样子的落差这样子。
During the Argentine dictatorship, Swiss bankers came in full delegation, but not only in Argentina. I think, I mean, if you see, for example, South Africa during the apartheid was full of Swiss bankers, and also the Congo of Mobutu. You understand? So this is not a coincidence. I mean, Swiss bankers work with fear. You know, fear is their business. So when there is a situation of political violence, always you have fear. And so it's not a surprise to find a banker behind every coup d'etat. You know, it's terrible, but the mentality of the banker is to go where the fear is.
那所以呢，这个基本上瑞士的这种银行家他们其实是蛮有权力的那你会发现，其实蛮多的，不只是阿根廷你会发现，其实在任何的这个独裁政权背后，也是之前的南非或是刚果之类的这不是偶然的。事实上，你都会发现有在这些有政治动乱的、有政变后的国家那其实这个背后都有蛮多这个瑞士的银行的人在后面运作这样子那主要他们会有这样的事业，主要就是因为恐惧人们对于未来有一个未知的恐惧，所以因此他们有这个生意可以到这些地方来操作这样
子。剧中有使用很多神秘的代号，那这些代号是在田野调查过程中导演听到的吗
？In the film, we see there's a lot of codes, dialects that they used between the private bankers. So this is something that we don't know as well. So, and is this something that you find out during your research too, or have you known about it already?
Absolutely, yes. The dialect of the film is a true dialect, a Geneva dialect, a little one, as the character says. And the banker is a man of secret codes, of pseudonyms, of lists that he destroyed, of suspicious looks. I mean, it's part of the culture of the bank because they know that they are dealing with something between the legality and the illegality when they leave Switzerland, you know?
没有错片中用到这些特殊的讲话的方式就是在这个日内瓦的这个银行界事实上是真的会用这些语言的。那当然主要的是他们职业的本身的调性，然后职业本身就是一个非常在有一些神秘的感觉而且事实上在这个文化在这个文化下呢，他们也知道他们的作为都是游走在法律边缘的，所以需要用一些这样的代码来去称呼这些事情。
For instance, there is something interesting I learned during my research. A banker told me that when he was traveling, when he met a client outside, for example, in an hotel, in a strange country, foreign country, sorry, he learned everything by memory because, for example, the customer's phone number, the bank account detail, the products he want the client. So no paper trail. So because to write is to create some evidence, no? And the banker tried to avoid evidence, no trail, you know.
那不过我在做调查的时候有学到一些有趣的事情例如说有个这个私人银行家有跟我说 基本上如果今天他到了一个比较不熟的地方也许是不同的国家或是不一样的地方来做交易的时候，那基本上他所有东西都是靠头脑记的，他用记忆来记住因为这样的原因是因为他们所有中间的协议都不会用文字写下来，不会放在文字里因为其实有写下什么东西就会成为日后的证据所以把什么东西都记在脑里呢，是为了要能够日后不会有任何的证据被发现这样。
好，那我们来到最后一个问题，想要请教导演这部片它的叙事推进是在一个非常沉静的气氛下进行的，但是在观看的过程中却同时有一种暗潮汹涌，就是很肃杀的气氛在里面。那请问您是怎么样设定这个影片的视觉调性呢？
So my last question would be, the narrative of the film is sort of quiet, but there is a undercurrent going on, which gave us a lot of tension. So how did you set the tone, the visual tone of the film to create this undercurrent?
Yeah. First of all, I have to say that I work with Gabriel Azor, like a special consigliere, like a counselor, and Gabriel Sandro, the two Gabriels in the movie, like DOP. And we work a lot for this, not shape, but the conception of what we see and what we don't have to see, what we just like a suggestion, you know?
基本上呢，我是跟这个一个这个Gabriel 合作这样子那他是我的这个摄影指导，然后呢，我们在这个过程中呢一直在抓一个概念，就是说什么东西是要看到的，什么东西是不需要被观众看到的这样。
I'm a fairly minimalist person. And then at the same time, I like great dangers and mysteries and adventures. I think to make cinema is the first adventure. So I think there is a tension in the film between those two forces to seek this magnitude, but without any effect, you know. And even the music, I mean, I think this is not an effect. The music is a story in itself.
那基本上我个人在创作上是一个蛮极简的人我就是走的比较极简风这样子。那但是同时我又很喜欢这个这种危险的氛围这样子，我很喜欢这种惊悚这种神秘或是这种冒险的这些想法这样子。那所以说我在这个电影里呢试着就是说创造出这样的这个紧张的感觉。但是我不想要用任何的特效去营造出这样的感觉即便像是音乐等等的都，其实你看到没有什么特殊的特效，但是我试着想要营造出这些感觉出来。
There is something more I felt when I was writing the script, that the film deals with a very strong and very violent subject with an ambition to be very accurate. And the only way that I felt it was adequate, it was yes, good to face this challenge, was to put some distance. The film seeks a distance. Sometimes you have irony, sometimes you have this chapters, very literary chapters, and sometimes you have something very ridiculous just to create some distance. I think the distance is less emotional, but it's very clear at least. And this film was about to try to keep the audience mind very clear.
所以基本上我在我的这个主题其实本身是很强烈的，然后背后的东西甚至可以说是很暴力的感觉就是背后的这些意念这样子那所以说对我来讲很重要的是能够有个距离感这样子不要就是非常的靠近这样子。那于是我就在很多地方呢试着就是努力的创造出这样的距离感这样子包括里面你可以看到这个有一 个章节的选用哦，第1章、第2章等等的这样子哦，是能够让观众在看这个时候能够比较抽离一点点，这样子是比较带着一个比较清楚的心情这样子，并不要太情感化的去看这个东西。
好的，那以上就是我们今天的Q&A 时间，希望有为各位观众解惑。那接下来可能有2场的放映，还没有看过的观众也可以赶快把握机会去看这部非常精彩的电影。那我们非常谢谢Andreas Fontana 导演，也谢谢
Okay, so
Ryan.
So this wraps up our Q&A today, and we still have 2 more screenings during the festival. So we encourage the audiences to watch the film. And then today we're very thankful for Andreas Fontana to be here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.